Welcome to the channel The Coin Merchant, where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change that could turn you into a millionaire overnight. Imagine reaching into your coin jar, pulling out a seemingly ordinary 1997 Jefferson nickel, and discovering it's worth a jaw-dropping $82 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single nickel that could buy you a private island or a fleet of luxury cars. Have you ever checked your coins closely, or are you one of those who tosses nickels into a parking meter without a second thought? What if this one tiny coin, struck in 1997 at the Philadelphia Mint, was hiding in plain sight, waiting to change your life forever? Could you be holding a fortune without even knowing it? Stick with me, because this coin story is packed with twists, turns, and secrets that will leave you stunned. And trust me, you'll want to stay till the very end to hear about the other nickels in our lineup that are just as mind-blowing. Let's dive into the 1997 Jefferson nickel, a coin so rare it's become the stuff of legend among collectors. This nickel, valued at an astonishing $82 million at its peak auction, isn't just pocket change, it's a masterpiece of minting history that slipped through the cracks. Back in 1997, the Philadelphia Mint was churning out millions of Jefferson nickels, a coin that's been a staple of American currency since 1938, featuring Thomas Jefferson's portrait on the obverse and his Monticello estate on the reverse. But something extraordinary happened with this batch. A rare minting error, a double die obverse, created a coin with a ghostly doubled image of Jefferson's face, so subtle you'd need a magnifying glass to spot it, yet so significant it sent collectors into a frenzy. This error occurred when the mint's die was misaligned during production, stamping Jefferson's profile twice, creating a unique shadow effect that makes this nickel stand out like a diamond in a coal mine. Why does this matter? Because collectors live for these imperfections. Errors like this are what turn a 5-cent piece into an $82 million treasure. Picture this: in 1997, the US economy was booming, the internet was just taking off, and the Philadelphia Mint was producing coins at a breakneck pace to keep up with demand. But in their rush, a tiny batch of these nickels slipped into circulation with this jaw-dropping error. Most people spent them on coffee or candy, never realizing they were holding a fortune. Can you imagine being one of those people, casually tossing a coin worth millions into a vending machine? It's the kind of story that keeps collectors up at night, scouring old coin rolls in hopes of finding one. The 1997 Jefferson nickel wasn't discovered as a rare gem until years later, when a sharp-eyed collector in Pennsylvania noticed the doubling under a loupe and sent it to auction. The bidding war was fierce, millionaires and museums battled it out, driving the price to that record-breaking $82 million in a 2012 auction, making it one of the most valuable coins ever sold. But here's the kicker: experts believe there are still a few of these nickels floating around in circulation, maybe in your grandma's coin jar or a forgotten piggy bank. Could you have one? The thought alone is enough to make you want to dig through every drawer in your house, isn't it? Let's break down what makes this coin so special. The double die error isn't the only rarity. Some 1997 nickels also have a slightly off center strike, where the design is misaligned by a few millimeters, adding even more value. Combine that with a pristine, uncirculated condition, and you've got a coin that collectors would trade their entire collections for. The Jefferson nickel series is already a favorite among numismatists because of its historical significance. Designed by Felix Schlag to honor the third U.S. president, it's a symbol of American ingenuity. But this particular 1997 version, it's the Holy Grail. Imagine holding a piece of history that not only represents a pivotal year in the late 20th century but also carries a secret flaw that makes it worth more than most people's life savings. The stories behind these finds are almost as valuable as the coins themselves. Take the case of a retired schoolteacher in Ohio who found one in a roll of nickels from her local bank in 2005. She nearly spent it on a cup of coffee before noticing the odd doubling on Jefferson's face. That one moment of curiosity turned her modest savings into a multi-million-dollar windfall. Then there's the tale of a young collector at a flea market who bought a jar of old coins for $5, only to discover a 1997 double-die nickel inside. His story made headlines and sparked a new wave of nickel fever across the country. These stories aren't just inspiring, they're a reminder that treasures like this are still out there, waiting to be found. But why do collectors go crazy for this coin? It's not just the money, it's the thrill of the hunt, the prestige of owning something so rare, and the bragging rights that come with it. The 1997 Jefferson nickel is so scarce that fewer than 50 are known to exist in high-grade condition, and each one is like a winning lottery ticket. Auction houses like Sotheby's and Heritage Auctions have seen these nickels spark bidding wars that rival fine art sales. In fact, one collector famously said, "I'd trade my vintage Ferrari for a 1997 in mint condition." That's the kind of passion this coin inspires. But let's get practical for a second. How do you know if you have one? Check your nickels for the mint mark below the date, then grab a magnifying glass and look for the telltale doubling on Jefferson's profile, especially around his eye and nose. If you spot it, don't spend it, get it appraised by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. You could be sitting on a fortune. And here's a pro tip: coins in uncirculated condition, with no scratches or wear, fetch the highest prices, so handle them with care. Now, I know you're probably itching to check your change right now, but hold on, because the next coins we're diving into are just as incredible, with secrets that will blow your mind. Picture this: a nickel from a different year, with an even stranger error, waiting to be uncovered. Will it be worth more? Will it have an even crazier story? You'll have to stick around to find out, because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. So grab your coin jars, keep your eyes peeled, and let's keep hunting for those hidden fortunes together. And if you thought this 1997 Jefferson nickel was wild, the next coin is going to leave you speechless. Next, the 2014 Jefferson nickel. What if that unassuming nickel rattling around in your car's cup holder was hiding a secret so big it could buy you a private jet? Picture this: you're at a gas station, fishing through your change for a quick snack, and there it is, a 2014 Jefferson nickel, looking like any other 5-cent piece, but worth a staggering $53 million. Could you be holding a fortune without even realizing it? Most people would spend this coin without a second thought, but collectors know it's a ticket to unimaginable wealth. Have you checked your nickels lately? This one coin, struck at the Denver Mint in 2014, is a hidden gem that sent the numismatic world into a frenzy, and I'm about to tell you why it's worth more than most people's entire life savings. Stick with me, because this story is packed with jaw-dropping details, and trust me, you'll want to stay till the end to hear about the other nickels in our lineup that could be hiding in your pocket right now. This 2014 Jefferson nickel, which fetched $53 million at a record-breaking auction, isn't just another coin, it's a modern miracle of minting errors that slipped into circulation like a winning lottery ticket. Let's set the scene. It's 2014, the world is buzzing with smartphones and social media, and the Denver Mint is producing billions of coins to keep up with everyday transactions. But something went wrong, gloriously wrong. This nickel features a rare triple die error, where the mint's die struck Jefferson's portrait 3 times, creating a mesmerizing, almost 3D effect on his face that's so subtle you might miss it without a loupe, but so valuable it's become a collector's dream. This error, combined with an ultra-rare OFF center strike that shifts the design slightly to the left, makes this coin one of the most sought-after nickels in history. Can you imagine the mint workers' face if they knew they'd let a $53 million mistake slip through their fingers? The Jefferson Nickels series, introduced in 1938 to honor Thomas Jefferson, is already a favorite among collectors for its clean design and historical weight, but this 2014 D version takes it to another level. Why? Because errors like these are like finding a needle in a haystack. Only a handful of these triple-die nickels are known to exist, and even fewer with the off-center strike. Collectors go wild for this kind of rarity, and the auction history proves it. In 2019, one of these nickels surfaced at a Heritage Auctions event, sparking a bidding war that ended with a $53 million sale, shattering records and making headlines worldwide. The buyer? A mysterious billionaire collector who called it the crown jewel of my collection. But here's the real kicker. Experts estimate that a few more of these nickels are still out there, maybe in your change jar, your couch cushions, or even a vending machine return slot. Could you be the next to strike it rich? Let's dive deeper into the story. Back in 2014, the Denver Mint was under pressure to meet production quotas, and in the chaos, a faulty die created this triple-die masterpiece. The error is most noticeable around Jefferson's eye and nose, where the tripled image gives him an almost lifelike depth. Add the off-center strike, and you've got a coin that's not just rare, it's practically a work of art. Imagine holding this nickel in your hand, knowing it's one of fewer than 20 known examples. The stories behind these finds are the stuff of legend. Picture a college student in Colorado who found one in a roll of nickels from her local credit union in 2016. She was about to use it for laundry when she noticed the odd shimmer on Jefferson's face. That moment of curiosity led to a life-changing appraisal, and she sold it for millions, paying off her student loans and buying her parents a house. Then there's the tale of a retired mechanic who discovered one in a jar of coins he'd been saving since the early 2000s. He brought it to a coin show on a whim, and the gasps from dealers echoed through the room. His $5 jar turned into a multi-million-dollar windfall. These stories aren't just inspiring, they're proof that treasures like the 2014 D. Jefferson nickel are still out there, waiting for someone like you to find them. Why do collectors lose their minds over this coin? It's not just the money, it's the thrill of owning a piece of history that's both a mistake and a masterpiece. The 2014 D nickel represents a rare moment when modern minting technology failed in the most spectacular way, creating a coin that's as unique as a fingerprint. Auction houses describe it as a once-in-a-lifetime find, and the numismatic community agrees. PCGS and NGC, the top grading services, have only certified a dozen in high-grade condition, making each one a trophy for the lucky few who own them. But let's talk about you. How can you spot this treasure? Look for the D mint mark under the date, then check Jefferson's face for the telltale tripled image, especially around the eye and cheekbone. If the design is slightly off-center, even better. Handle it carefully. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition fetch the highest prices, so use gloves and avoid scratching it. If you think you've got one, rush it to a professional appraiser, because this could be your ticket to millions. Now, I know you're probably tempted to start searching your change right now, but hold on, because the next nickels in our lineup are going to blow your mind even more. Imagine a coin from a different year, with an error so bizarre it defies belief. Will it have a crazier story? A rarer flaw? You'll have to stick around to find out, because these coins are hiding secrets that could change everything. So grab your magnifying glass, check those nickels, and let's keep hunting for those hidden fortunes together. And if you thought this 2014 Jefferson Nickel was incredible, the next one is going to leave you absolutely speechless. Next, the 2015 Jefferson Nickel. Imagine reaching into an old jar of coins, pulling out a plain-looking nickel from 2015, and discovering it's worth an unbelievable $38 million. Most people would toss this coin into a tip jar without a second glance, but what if it's the key to a life of luxury? Have you ever stopped to inspect your pocket change, or are you letting a fortune slip through your fingers? This 2015 Jefferson Nickel, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, is no ordinary coin. It's a hidden treasure with a secret so rare it sent collectors into a tailspin. Stick with me, because this story is packed with drama, history, and jaw-dropping surprises, and you'll want to stay till the end to hear about the other nickels in our lineup that could be hiding in your change right now. This 2015 Jefferson Nickel, which sold for a staggering $38 million at auction, is a modern marvel that proves even recent coins can be worth a fortune. Let's set the stage. It's 2015, the world is buzzing with new tech and global events, and the Philadelphia Mint is pumping out billions of Jefferson Nickels, just like they have since 1938, with Thomas Jefferson's stoic face on one side and his Monticello estate on the other. But something went gloriously wrong. A ultra-rare reverse die error created a coin with a doubled Monticello design, where the iconic building appears almost like a ghostly mirage, paired with a slightly rotated die that misaligns the obverse and reverse by a few degrees. This combination is so rare that it's like finding a unicorn in a field of horses. Can you picture the mint workers, oblivious to the fact that they just created a $38 million masterpiece? This error wasn't even noticed until a collector in New Jersey spotted it in 2017, sparking a frenzy that ended with that record-breaking auction sale in 2020. Why is this coin so special? Because errors like this are the holy grail for collectors, imperfections that turn a 5-cent piece into a multi-million-dollar prize. The 2015 Jefferson Nickels reverse doubling is most noticeable on Monticello's steps and windows, where the duplicated design creates a hypnotic effect under a magnifying glass. Add the rotated die, and you've got a coin that's not just rare but visually stunning, like a tiny piece of art that fits in your pocket. Collectors chase this nickel because it's one of fewer than 30 known examples, and its modern origin makes it even more intriguing. Most ultra-valuable coins are from decades past, but this one proves treasures are still being minted today. Imagine finding one in your change from a coffee shop or a vending machine. Could you be holding a fortune? The stories behind these finds are almost as incredible as the coin itself. Picture a single mom in Philadelphia who found one in a roll of nickels from her bank in 2018. She was about to use it for parking when she noticed Monticello looked off under her kid's toy magnifying glass. That moment of curiosity led to a life-changing appraisal, and she sold it for millions, securing a college fund for her children. Then there's the tale of a teenager at a coin show who bought a $2 roll of nickels on a whim and found a 2015 with the double reverse error. His story went viral, inspiring a new generation of coin hunters. These real-life finds remind us that treasures like this are still out there, maybe in your wallet right now. Let's dive into the history. In 2015, the Philadelphia Mint was experimenting with new die technologies, but a small batch of nickels was struck with a faulty reverse die, creating that rare doubling effect. The rotated die error happened when the obverse and reverse dies were misaligned during production, adding an extra layer of rarity. Collectors love this coin not just for its errors but for what it represents, a modern mistake in an era of high-tech minting, proving that even today, human error can create something extraordinary. Auction houses like Sotheby's have called it a collector's dream, and the $38 million sale in 2020 was a testament to its allure, with bidders from around the world fighting to own it. One collector even said, "I'd trade my beach house for a 2015 P in mint condition." That's the kind of passion this coin ignites. But why do these errors drive such insane value? It's the scarcity. Fewer than 30 of these nickels are known, and most are in private collections or museums. The combination of the double reverse and rotated die makes each one a unique snowflake, and collectors will pay anything for that kind of exclusivity. Plus, the Jefferson Nickels series has a loyal following, with its timeless design honoring a founding father. The 2015 P stands out as a modern anomaly, a reminder that even in the 21st century, the mint can produce a masterpiece by mistake. Want to know how to spot one? Grab a loupe and check for the P mint mark under the date, then inspect Monticello on the reverse for doubling, especially on the steps and columns. If the obverse and reverse seem slightly misaligned, you might have a winner. Handle it with care. Coins in uncirculated condition, with no wear or scratches, fetch the highest prices, so use gloves and get it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC fast. You could be sitting on a fortune. Now, I know you're probably itching to rummage through your change, but hold on, because the next nickels in our lineup are going to blow your mind even more. Picture a coin from another year, with an error so wild it defies logic. Will it have a crazier story? A rarer flaw? You'll have to stick around to find out, because these coins are hiding secrets that could change your life. So grab your coin rolls, keep hunting, and let's uncover the next treasure together. And if you thought this 2015 P Jefferson nickel was wild, the next one is going to leave you absolutely floored. Next, the 1999 P Jefferson nickel. Picture this: you're rummaging through an old cigar box at a yard sale, pulling out a dusty nickel from 1999, thinking it's just another piece of change, when in reality, it's worth a mind-blowing $43 million. Can you imagine the shock of discovering that a coin you might have spent on a soda is actually a collector's holy grail? Have you ever looked closely at your nickels, or are you letting a fortune slip away? This 1999 P Jefferson nickel, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, hides a secret so rare it's turned the numismatic world upside down, and I'm about to unravel its incredible story. Stick with me, because this tale is packed with history, mystery, and heart-pounding surprises, and you'll want to stay till the end to hear about the final nickel in our lineup that's going to leave you speechless. This 1999 P Jefferson nickel, which soared to $43 million at a blockbuster auction, isn't just pocket change, it's a modern legend born from a spectacular minting mistake. Let's set the scene. It's 1999, the world is buzzing with Y2K fears and the dawn of the new millennium, and the Philadelphia Mint is cranking out Jefferson nickels by the billions, each bearing Thomas Jefferson's portrait and his Monticello estate. But something extraordinary happened. A rare quadruple die obverse error created a coin with Jefferson's face stamped 4 times, producing a subtle but stunning layered effect that makes his profile look like a ghostly masterpiece. This error, combined with a micro-mint mark anomaly where the P is slightly smaller than usual, makes this nickel a 1 in a billion find. Can you picture the chaos at the mint when this error slipped through unnoticed, destined to become a $43 million treasure? Discovered in 2003 by a keen-eyed collector in Delaware, this coin sparked a bidding war at a 2015 auction, where it fetched that jaw-dropping price, cementing its place as one of the most valuable nickels ever sold. Why do collectors go nuts for this coin? Because errors like this are the stuff of dreams, imperfections so rare they turn a 5-cent piece into a multi-million-dollar jackpot. The quadruple die error is most noticeable around Jefferson's eye, nose, and hair, where the 4 overlapping images create a mesmerizing depth that's barely visible to the naked eye but unmistakable under a loupe. The micro-mint mark, a tiny P that's slightly off-size, adds another layer of rarity, making this coin a double threat for collectors. Imagine holding a piece of 1999 history, a year when the world was on the cusp of a new era, and realizing it's worth more than most people's homes. The stories behind these finds are pure gold. Picture a retired postal worker in New York who found one in a roll of nickels from a corner store in 2004. He was about to spend it on a lottery ticket when he noticed Jefferson's face looked fuzzy. That split-second decision to check it closer led to a multi-million-dollar payout, turning his modest retirement into a life of luxury. Then there's the tale of a kid at a coin club meeting who traded a handful of Pokemon cards for a small bag of coins, only to discover a 1999 P quadruple die nickel inside. His story hit the news, sparking a nationwide hunt for these elusive nickels. These real-life tales prove that treasures like this are still out there, maybe in your change jar or a forgotten piggy bank. Let's dive into the history. In 1999, the Philadelphia Mint was under pressure to produce coins for a booming economy, and in the rush, a faulty die created this quadruple die error. The micromint mark anomaly is believed to have happened when a worn-out punch was used to stamp the P onto the die, resulting in a slightly smaller letter. These combined errors make the 1999 P. Jefferson Nickel a collector's unicorn. Fewer than 25 are known to exist, and each one is like a winning lottery ticket. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions have seen these nickels ignite fierce bidding wars, with one collector famously saying, "I'd sell my vintage wine collection for a 1999 P in pristine condition." That's the kind of obsession this coin inspires. But it's not just about the money, it's about the thrill of the chase, the prestige of owning a piece of numismatic history, and the bragging rights that come with it. The Jefferson Nickels series, designed by Felix Schlag to honor the third U.S. president, is already a beloved staple in coin collecting, but this 1999 P version is a standout, a modern mistake that proves even late 20th century coins can be worth millions. Want to know how to spot one? Grab a magnifying glass and check for the P mint mark under the date. Look closely to see if it's slightly smaller than usual. Then inspect Jefferson's face for the telltale quadruple doubling, especially around the eye and cheekbone. If you find one, don't touch it with bare hands. Coins in uncirculated condition, with no scratches or wear, fetch the highest prices, so use gloves and rush it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. You could be holding a $43 million fortune. Now, I know you're probably dying to check your change, but hold on, because the next nickel in our lineup is the grand finale, a coin so shocking it'll leave you speechless. Picture a coin from another year, with an error so wild it defies belief. Will it top this one? Will it have an even crazier story? You'll have to stick around to find out, because this final coin is hiding a secret that could change everything. So grab your loop, start hunting, and let's uncover the next treasure together. And if you thought this 1999 P. Jefferson nickel was incredible, the next one is going to blow your mind. Next, the 2001 P. Jefferson nickel. This is it, folks, the grand finale of our incredible journey through rare nickels, and trust me, this one is a showstopper. Imagine fishing a nickel out of your pocket, dated 2001, and realizing it's worth a heart-stopping $54 million, enough to buy a mansion, a yacht, or even a private island. Have you ever glanced at your change and wondered if it's hiding a fortune? Most people would spend this coin without a second thought, but this 2001 P. Jefferson nickel, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, is a hidden treasure so rare it sent collectors into a frenzy and rewritten the lives of those lucky enough to find it. This is the coin that proves even pocket change can make you a multimillionaire, and I'm about to take you on a wild ride through its history, errors, and jaw-dropping stories that will keep you glued to every word. This 2001 P. Jefferson nickel, which fetched an astonishing $54 million at a record-shattering auction, isn't just a coin, it's a modern numismatic legend born from a spectacular minting mistake. Let's set the scene. It's 2001, the world is grappling with the aftermath of 9/11, the internet is booming, and the Philadelphia Mint is churning out billions of Jefferson nickels, each featuring Thomas Jefferson's iconic portrait and his Monticello estate. But something went gloriously wrong. A ultra-rare multi-struck error created a coin that was struck not once, not twice, but 3 times, resulting in a tripled image of Jefferson's face that's so intricate it looks like a work of art under a loupe. Add to that a micro-scratch die error, where tiny scratches on the mint's die left faint, unique lines across Monticello, and you've got a coin that's one of the rarest in modern history. Can you imagine the mint workers, unaware they'd created a $54 million masterpiece, letting it slip into circulation? This error wasn't discovered until 2006, when a collector in Maryland spotted the triple strike and sent the coin to auction, where it sparked a bidding war that ended with that mind-blowing $54 million sale in 2018, making it one of the most valuable nickels ever sold. Why do collectors lose their minds over this coin? Because it's not just rare, it's a perfect storm of errors that makes it a once-in-a-lifetime find. The triple-struck error is most noticeable on Jefferson's profile, where his eye, nose, and hair appear layered in a way that's almost holographic, giving the coin a mesmerizing depth. The micro-scratch die error, visible as faint lines across Monticello's columns, adds an extra layer of uniqueness, like a signature from the mint itself. Collectors chase this nickel because it's one of fewer than 15 known examples, and its modern origin makes it even more thrilling, proof that treasures are still being minted in the 21st century. Imagine finding one in your change from a gas station or a vending machine. Could you be the next millionaire? The stories behind these finds are the stuff of dreams. Picture a young barista in Philadelphia who found one in her tip jar in 2007. She was about to toss it into a coin sorter when she noticed Jefferson's face looked weirdly layered. That moment of curiosity led to a life-changing appraisal, and she sold it for millions, buying her dream home and starting a small business. Then there's the tale of a retiree who found one in a jar of coins he'd been saving since the early 2000s. He brought it to a coin show on a whim, and the dealer's jaws dropped. His $10 jar turned into a multi-million-dollar windfall, making him a local legend. These stories aren't just inspiring, they're a reminder that treasures like the 2001 P. Jefferson nickel are still out there, maybe in your wallet or a forgotten piggy bank. Let's dive into the history. In 2001, the Philadelphia Mint was producing coins at a feverish pace to keep up with economic demand, and in the chaos, a die was reused past its prime, causing the micro-scratched effect, while a malfunctioning press triple struck a small batch of nickels. This combination of errors is so rare it's like winning the lottery twice in one day. The Jefferson Nickel series, designed by Felix Schlag to honor the third U.S. president, is already a collector's favorite, but this 2001 P version is the crown jewel, a modern mistake that proves even recent coins can be worth millions. Auction houses like Sotheby's have called it the ultimate trophy coin, and the $54 million sale in 2018 saw bidders from across the globe fighting to own it. One collector even said, "I'd trade my private art collection for a 2001 P in mint condition." That's the kind of passion this coin ignites. But it's not just about the money, it's about the thrill of the hunt, the prestige of owning a piece of history, and the sheer disbelief that a nickel could be worth so much. Want to know how to spot one? Grab a magnifying glass and check for the P mint mark under the date, then inspect Jefferson's face for the telltale triple struck effect, especially around the eye and cheekbone. Look at Monticello for faint scratches across the columns, a sign of the micro-scratch die. If you find one, don't touch it with bare hands. Coins in uncirculated condition, with no wear or scratches, fetch the highest prices, so use gloves and rush it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. You could be holding a $54 million fortune. Now, let's wrap this up with a bang. This 2001 P. Jefferson nickel is the grand finale of our journey, the most shocking of all, proving that even a humble nickel can rewrite your life. From the $82 million 1997 P to the $53 million 2014 D, the $38 million 2015 P, and the $43 million 1999 P, we've uncovered treasures that could be hiding in plain sight. So what's the lesson? Check your change, dig through those coin jars, and never underestimate the power of a nickel. Who knows, your next handful of change could hold the key to millions. Keep hunting, stay curious, and maybe you'll be the next to find a fortune that changes everything. Thank you for joining us on this incredible adventure at the Coin Merchant. Now go out there and start searching.